Now, the rest of the story.
Welcome back to the rest of the story. Take like 7 now. For those of you that aren't aware of it, we actually did a interview video with Ryan the other night. My fault. I didn't really plan on the microphone not picking up everything. So, I'm actually helping Ryan right now, if you want to call it that. I'm advising. I'm in an advisory position right now.
Co-piloting.
There we go. But he's taking a load of hay up to sell it, and I just figured I'd ride along. It's a nice day out. It's just the wind is...
The wind was the bad part of it.
Yeah. So, you hear me talk about my friend Ryan all the time. This is my friend Ryan, and I know the sun's kind of getting behind. The sun's kind of behind you, but...
It's always something, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we're just going to roll with it. So, this is my friend Ryan. You guys hear me talk about a lot. We do help each other off and on. I think one of the first ones we did was when we were disking together back, was it 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
Has it been that long already?
Yeah, we were working corn stalks down,
What?
17, spring of 17.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Sure, if you want to call it that. But the goal is, depending on how this spring works out, hopefully we can do another video of helping you plow the bottom.
The bottoms.
I don't know. It's really going to depend on how the spring goes. So, we went to college together. We actually were friends since high school. But I'm going to try to remember some of the topics we were talking about the other night, and we'll just kind of go with it. But you can see we're taking some pretty good hills here. Well, first and foremost, what are we in anyway?
We're in my Duramax diesel.
Yeah.
3/4 ton. Regular cab long box.
And it does a pretty awesome job hauling. I've never actually ridden when you were hauling hay before. But, is that you?
Yeah, I'm vibrating. I was kind of ignoring it.
Yeah.
But that happens.
Is that the truck?
That was a little turbo whistle.
Oh. But all the snow's gone. And, Ryan, we both went to John Deere Ag Tech. And I think it's pretty well known, I didn't pursue the mechanics after college. Ryan actually continued to work for John Deere at Sloan's. Can you talk about that a little bit? As far as how many years you worked as a mechanic, why you went from a mechanic to being our dependable parts guy?
Hey, what can I say? I pulled a wrench for 3-4 years, and after that there was a position that come open in Bloomington, and the position was for parts. And obviously, being in the wrenching world, you knew the part system, you knew parts pretty good, and the whole idea of working closer to home was a big idea, a big plus that I wanted. And also the other plus is when you're pulling wrenches, you're physically putting your body through a lot of stress every day, day in, day out, lifting things in awkward places, and you're dealing with the dirt and everything else that you're dealing with, and plus also the, possible injuries of, working on anything at any given point, your risk is higher. And I kind of wanted to get out of that. And then, like I said, this job opened up, which was an opportunity to me to get out of that and get into a more climate-controlled setting where I was not straining my body, I guess, for another man, per se, another job where I can come home and use that energy for my own farm.
Bringing up your own operation, let's talk about that a little bit. So, working at Sloan's originally, when you were wrenching, you were driving right about an hour
one way
to work every day.
Yep.
And then back home. And now working at Bloomington,
I'm down to about 15-20 minutes.
And the reason that's such a big deal is because you also farm with yourself, and then you do farm with your grandpa.
Yep, I farm with my grandparents. We do some stuff together, we do some stuff apart, but ultimately we do everything work-wise together. I mean, obviously some they own, some of it we own together, and then some of it that I own privately. But
well, as far as farming in general, though, what is it that you've been doing that since you've owned your farm and you've actually been out of college now? What is the kind of stuff that you're actually doing to try to stay, well, profitable anymore? I mean, I think one of the things we're currently pulling, but like you said, you've never really actually sold hay before.
no, this would be my first year of selling any hay. Most of the time we fed all of our hay. I picked up some extra ground that was talked about that we were gonna raise hay and corn and just not do all corn, or all beans. He wanted some grass in there also, which was great. I like the idea. It slows down the erosion. So I have now an extra abundance of hay that I don't honestly need, so I sell it off now. And that's getting back to the whole controversy of, how do you be more profitable in the down years? Is diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I mean, we raise beef and we raise corn, we raise hay, we raise oats. I mean, you try to diversify as far as you can.
And why is that? Because when one is down,
hopefully one is decent or better.
Yeah. So the more diverse you are, the better you are.
Exactly.
What really keeps you doing just the beef? I mean, you guys used to do hogs. You used to do dairy. Is there any particular reason why you guys are doing beef and why you're sticking with it? Is it just something that you enjoy ever since, like, being a kid and helping on the farm?
A lot of it is passion for doing cattle. I've always grown up liking black Angus cattle, raising them, like feeding them out, and that's what we do. We cow-calf pair all the way up to slaughter.
Which, if I might add, is probably about the best way to do it.
Yeah,
you're going to finish cattle.
You're going to be, ultimately, you're going to be your best money margin doing it, as in breeding your own stock, raising them, and then feeding them out until they're done. We had hogs before. Don't get me wrong, I love pork. I love my bacon. But it's just not one of my passions to raise. I never cared to raise pigs. I never cared to, I never personally had to do dairy. I can't see myself doing dairy. I love the dairy industry. I love my milk and cheese and everything. So I salute to any farmers that are doing the dairy. But it's just one of those things that I couldn't get up, milk cows, and then get to work on time. Yeah. It pushes my time budget way too far.
Well, even just here lately, you were raising bottle calves, and you'd had to get up, a good hour before work every morning?
Yep, hour before I even get on the road, just to get my baby calves done. And then plus when I was working when I was wrenching, that was another hour ahead of the hour that I had to drive. So.
And then how much the mechanics, as far as going to school and learning on all that wrenching, how much does that really help you at home now? Because Ryan is the one that has the machine shop that I've shown on the channel, and how much does that really help you in regards to fixing your own stuff and the cost to fix different machines that break down in that?
The cost of repairs is always going to be there, but the thing that we try to eliminate is labor cost. Where if I'm doing all the work myself, I eliminate all the labor out of it. I'm still got to purchase the parts regardless of who does the works. But now at least that the information I've learned and gained over the years of wrenching and going to the tech and learning how to wrench, I can put it to use in my own operation.
And then, what's your takeaway from John Deere Tech? How do you feel the college, the course itself compared to high school or anything else? Like, the schooling I thought was great. I mean, they got you started on a varying list or a whole bunch of different machines is really what we got to work on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then a lot of the kids that fellow students we went to school with, we got along with.
Yeah, and the thing is about all the guys that were there, that we went to school with, they were kids and guys just like us.
Yep. That wanted to be there.
Yep.
From similar backgrounds.
Almost it seemed spooky, like mirror image of what you grew up as.
Yep.
had the same experiences, and like
same thought process.
Yeah, it was just spooky. The whole, like I say, it's just like looking in a mirror.
Yeah, say the schooling itself, it seemed like we were pretty well. Didn't really seem like we were up there that long in the end. I mean, it was 2 years from start to finish. We started in the fall of 2008. We graduated spring of 2010. But it really flew by.
Yeah, it didn't. It seemed like it. We just started and we were already done. Didn't take long to go through the program. It was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked the program also, but there were some topics that, like I said, I would like to push further. Like I say, the electronics part of it.
Which is always changing.
Then that's the problem. It changes so fast and it's so vast that it's hard to keep up. Even at the dealership. I'm seeing the stuff coming in where it's new even, and you just can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
It just changes so fast.
Say it's something that you got to constantly take classes for, even at the dealership. The techs are always going out every 6 months and constantly keeping up with everything
and updating. Yep.
So what's your opinion on the newer equipment? I mean, as far as keeping the older stuff and constantly working on the older stuff and keeping it running, I mean, how much of the newer equipment would you really want to incorporate on your own farm?
Newer implements, I would see vast in that I would, be a lot of what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, implements as far as the tools like tillage and balers and
of getting more and more newer stuff that way. Tractors, I'm a little more hesitant on.
Anything with an engine?
Well, it's just the hard part is everything needs a computer to do any diagnosing, any work on anymore, where all of our older equipment is just basically wrench and go.
Yeah.
There's no electronics to it.
Because you always have a couple projects every winter.
Oh yeah, there's always something to be working on.
All right, we're up at the weigh station. This is all we're going to do for the interview. We got more we could talk about. Maybe we might do another future video, but at least for tonight, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care, take it easy, keep in touch. Thanks, Ryan, for letting us interview him, because he's kind of a presence that's around here a lot, but I don't think we don't really ever discuss who Ryan is. He's just there.
I'm just the guy on the wall.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Talk to you later.